I mean that, family. Our youths, our young ones, our children, we need them, redeem them, and clean them. You see them, or else the enemy will come and scheme them. Family. I mean that, family. Education for the nation that's full of salvation, biology, astronomy, and African theology, geography. Family. I love that, family. Whatever the age or the stage, that youth will be engaged with tutorials, activities, and videos from the studios of the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Family.
The International Homeschool Program is designed and recommended for all ages. The psychological state of our children is very important, especially in the environment that most of us live in. The International Homeschool Program provides online classes, activities, and videos that are fun for the youth and edifies them of their African heritage as well as the higher sciences. To enroll your family today, visit www.priestisaacinstitute.com, go to the main website, and search for Youth Corner. Or you can email priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com for a course sample. Thank you, thanks.
Welcome to the Youth University program. I'm Honorable Princess Acacia Menon.
And I'm Honorable Prince Almasi. We welcome you to join us for the next half an hour for a bag of information and a box of inspiration.
That's right, Prince. This is a program designed for all ages conducted by the youth.
We bring to you history, science, African languages, and much more.
So if you appreciate love our program, please let us know via the Institute's email, website, Instagram, or Facebook page.
Also, feel free to go to the page of our website and choose from our children's books and other products we have available for you.
Thanks again for choosing Youth University.
Full joy!
Operatic singers and performers of classical music in living memory. Performers of classical music in living memory. Great operatic singers and performers of classical music in living memory. Marian Anderson is broadly recognized as one of the great operatic singers and performers of classical music in living memory. She was born in Philadelphia, one of three sisters. Her father, who sold coal and ice in Reading Terminal Market, died when Anderson was 12. After this time, her mother, Annie, supported herself and her daughters, caring for young children, and later working as a cleaner in the Wanamaker's department store. Anderson's talent was recognized when, as a young girl, she sang in the choir of her church, the Union Baptist Church at Fitzwater and 19th Streets in South Philadelphia. Members of the congregation raised money to support Anderson's professional training. Anderson launched her career in Europe in the 1920s, where the barriers against Black artists were less onerous than they were in the United States. She was a contralto, the lowest register category of the soprano voice. The oratorio of Bach and Handel were her mainstay. So magnetic was her stage presence, and so powerful was her ability to make every sung word meaningful, that she specialized in the lofty song repertoire of Strauss, Mahler, Brahms, and Schubert. Anderson also incorporated Negro spirituals, the songs of slaves, into her repertoire, establishing songs like Go Down Moses and My Lord, What a Morning into the operatic canon. Having earned the esteem of Europe, Anderson returned to the American stage in 1935 an acclaimed star. Leading conductors from Leopold Stokowski in Philadelphia to the young Leonard Bernstein in New York sought to perform with her. She enjoyed an international career, performing at the inauguration of presidents of the United States and breaking many racial barriers. In 1955, she was the first Black singer to perform on the stage of the Metropolitan Opera House in New York. In 1938, Howard University conferred an honorary doctorate on Anderson. The following year, the historically Black College of Washington, D.C., sought to organize a concert with Anderson at Constitution Hall, the premier concert venue of the U.S. Capitol. When the Daughters of the American Revolution, the DAR, would not allow Anderson to sing because of her race, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt resigned from the DAR in protest and arranged that Anderson would sing instead at the Lincoln Memorial. Anderson's performance on Easter Sunday, April 9, 1939, at the Lincoln Memorial is considered a milestone in the progress of civil rights. Her powerful phrasing of, "My country 'tis of thee," and "Land where my fathers died," was so powerful and inclusive that the concert is thought by many to be on a par of significance with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech.
And for those of you who don't know what that was about, it is the story of a famous opera singer by the name of Marian Anderson, and she was a renowned American contralto opera singer. Contralto means she's one of the lowest opera singers, and she was born in February 27th of 1897. And she was actually well known for winning awards like the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1963, Congressional Gold Medal 1977, Kennedy Center Honors in 1978, the National Medal of Arts in 1986, the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1991.
Okay, that's good.
And she started her passion for singing started like others at a very, very early age. And she also won a singing contest. And when she graduated from Howard University, she was invited to sing at the Constitutional Hall, pardon me. But the Daughters of the American Revolution, the DAR, that is the white ladies, refused to let her sing. In fact, she was actually banned from singing in the capital, DC, because of the fact that she was, wait for it, because she was Black. Yes, America was a segregated country at that time. But she did get the opportunity of showing her singing talent at the Lincoln Memorial Concert the same place where Dr. Martin Luther King marched to and delivered his I Have a Dream speech. And she was the first African American to perform at the Metropolitan Opera in 1955.
So you said the Lincoln Memorial?
Yep.
Okay. So for those of you who may not know, the Lincoln Memorial is a U.S. national memorial that honors the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln.
And she was a pivotal figure in the struggle for African American artists to overcome racial prejudice in the United States during the mid-20th century. Her talent and perseverance made her a symbol of dignity and resilience in the face of discrimination. And that is all from Miss Marian Anderson. Blessed love.
Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni mwakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
Welcome to the Key Swahili Corner, and today in the Key Swahili Corner we'll be learning some vocabulary. This is part 1 of our vocabulary in Swahili, and today we will be talking about insects.
All right, just an advisor. Please take notes. You never know when we give you a test or homework.
Yes, in fact, insects in Swahili is wadudu.
Okay, wadudu. All right.
Yes, and this kind of insect you're looking at here is a dragonfly. And dragonfly in Swahili is kerengende. Kerengende.
Okay.
Yes. Or if you can roll your tongue, you can pronounce it with your tongue, like kerengende. Kerengende.
Okay.
Yes. And these here are honeybees. And bee in Swahili is nyuki.
Nyuki.
Yes, nyuki. Nyuki means bee in Swahili. And the next is, well, my personal favorite, butterfly. And butterfly in Swahili is kipepeo.
Kipepeo. Kipepeo. Kipepeo. Okay.
Yes, kipepeo. And these are ants. Ants in Swahili. And ants are so small that they can run around the world of nature. Ant in Swahili is siafu.
Siafu.
Yes.
That sounds like food.
Yes, ant in Swahili is siafu. And do you know that ants actually see foods that are actually sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they have a sweeter tooth than humans do. And last but not least is the cricket. And cricket in Swahili is nyenje. Nyenje. Cricket in Swahili is nyenje. And That is all for the Key Swahili corner. Go ahead. Banana and
Kenya wote hakuna matata, hakuna matata, kapela, hakuna matata. Kenya wote hakuna matata, iendele mama, hakuna matata, iendele mama, hakuna matata, kapela, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata. Kenya wote hakuna matata, chamba wote hakuna matata, hakuna matata, hakuna matata.
Welcome to All Things Science. Today's All Things Science installment of Youth University. We will be continuing on our quest in the human anatomy. So, we will be talking about, your senses. When I say senses, I mean the 5 senses that most of us should know about. They are touch, smell, taste, hearing or sound, and seeing. All right, so the first one we will be talking about is smell. So, smells are chemicals released into the air by things, such as, for example, flowers, and they enter your nose as you breathe in. Smells touch tiny hairs in your nose that trigger messages to your brain. So, smell can also be linked to memory. So if you smell something like, let's say, rose, you can remember it even if you smell it again without even looking at it, because smell is linked with memory. Now, next up, we have taste. So, your mouth is full of taste sensors called taste buds, found mostly in tiny bumps on your tongue. They are not the tiny bumps on your tongue, they're found inside the tiny bumps on your tongue. Taste buds can detect 4 main types of food. They are salty, bitter, sour, and sweet. Taste can also stop you from eating food that has gone bad. Next up we have is touch. Your skin contains millions of receptors that detect touch and send you signals to your brain as to what you have touched. And I would say that touch is also linked to memory, because you could touch, let's just say, a laptop, and you feel its smoothness, and you can feel that it's hard, and you can remember that feeling later on. Receptors also detect whether something is hot, cold, or painful. So if you touch ice, they'll say, oh, that's cold. You probably should leave that before you get frostbite. If it's hot, yeah, they can feel if it's hot, and that usually triggers an action in your brain which tells you to leave off of that thing. So, next up we have is hearing. Now, your ears pick up thousands of sounds from rustling leaves and even guitars and even owls, honestly. Everything you can think of, you can hear through your ear. So, firstly, sound travels in waves through the air, and then it passes through a layer of skin called an eardrum to 3 tiny bones in a spiral tube. which sends signals to the brain as to what you are hearing. And the last sense of our body is seeing with your eyes. You see something because light shines on it, then it bounces off it into your eyes. So there are even steps to seeing. It may look like something easy to you, but even just seeing something, a whole entire process is going on. Firstly, light enters your eye through a hole called the pupil. It passes through a lens to the back of your eyeball. And then in the back of your eyeball, where messages form upside down, your brain turns the images the right way up, and then you can tell what you're looking at. So let's say you're looking at a tree, it can tell you, okay, that's a tree, whatever kind of tree it is. So that is all for all things science today. Don't go anywhere. Stay locked with Youth University. Blessed love, we have reached the concluding segment of this Monday's Youth University program. And before we get into our conclusion, we would like to thank everyone who came out of their busy or not busy schedule to listen to us on Youth University today. So, what did we talk about today?
We talked about the famous opera singer by the name of Marian Anderson, who was the first African American to perform at the Metropolitan Opera in 1955 and performed at the Lincoln Memorial Concert, but was refused by the Daughters of the American Revolution to sing at the Constitution Hall.
Okay.
And in the Kiswahili corner, we talked about some insects in Swahili. And dragonfly in Swahili is kerengede. Bee in Swahili is nyuki. Butterfly in Swahili is kipepeo. Ant in Swahili is siafu. And cricket in Swahili is inyenje. Inyenje.
And in All Things Science, this All Things Science installment of Youth University, we talked about senses, and we will run through them right now. So we talked about smell. Well, we all should know what smell is. Smells are chemicals released into the air by anything, really. And they enter your nose, and you can smell them with the help of, well, your nose. Taste is when, pardon me, your mouth is full of taste buds, which are mostly found inside of tiny bumps in your tongue. Next up is touch, which is in your skin. Your skin is usually the one that is in control of touch. Your skin contains millions of receptors that detect the touch of anything. These receptors can detect whether something is hot, cold, or painful. Next up, we have hearing, where sound travels in waves through the air in your ear. And then we have seeing or sight. You can see because light shines on something, then it bounces off into your eye. So that is it for Youth University today.
And as we always say, I am the best and I deserve the best. And only the best
It's coming to me now.
Celestia, Youth University. Peace.